Fakers faking smiles, hot girls going wild. Yeah, I get it all the time. Hello, good evening, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Overwatch Watchers Brawl, where we have the grand finals tonight between Piñata Nation and Aptyx Esports. I'm Throughput007. I'm joined by Siphon.
Hey, what's up? It's good to be here. Finals of the Watchers Brawl 02. I'm excited to be here. Continue 3. What's going on?
It has been a heck of a long journey. Tonight we have 2 rounds of best out of 3 Overwatch. Going to be a lot of games played tonight, so first, before we get started, let's grab a quick double interview today. We have Akko, and we also have Lucid Science. Akko coming at us from Piñata Nation, and Aptyx Esports' very own Lucid Science.
Hey, hey.
Hello.
Three be okay?
Hey, Akko. Welcome, Lucid Science, as well. Glad to have you guys here. Akko, I'm going to start with one question each, and then we're going to toss it over to Lucid as well. Akko, how did Piñata Nation come together as a team?
Basically, I woke up one day and I said, you know what, let's make a team and put some ads out, and here we are, about 5 months later.
Damn, good stuff, Lucid. How did Aptyx Esports come together?
So, the owner, Humanoid, actually put a group of us together for this past Open Division, and we had our eyes set on the Open Division playoffs. We lost, I think we were 1 game short, but that was how we started off.
Very good stuff. So, again, we're going to keep going in. Now, the big tiebreaker going to be on Oasis. We're going to looks like possibly we're going to be starting on Busan. But before we get into some of the actual action, I'm going to ask each of you guys, Akko, this question might hit a little close to home. When you play Overwatch, what are your top 3 favorite heroes?
For me, I honestly I get bored a lot of playing the same hero, so I played main just about everything. Currently, I would say probably Sombra, Hammond, and Ashe.
Oh, love it. And as a fellow altaholic, I supremely identify. Lucid, hit me up your top 3.
Winston, Reinhardt, Hammond.
Spoken like a tankaholic. Love it, love it, love it. We'll get you guys one more question before we kick you guys back into some really deathmatchy Overwatch. What are you guys' plans for the future after the Overwatchers Brawl tournament?
So I guess for Piñata Nation, obviously we're still kind of finding our footing. We're going to take a look, see what kind of other tournaments there are, get some experience, different formats if we can. Just keep playing Overwatch, basically.
Fantastic. Lucid, what's up for Aptyx?
So, we are looking to go for next Open Division playoffs and then potentially Contenders Trials if we can push further from there. That's the next
Fantastic.
goal.
Absolutely fantastic. Good luck to both teams tonight. Can't wait to see you guys in action, and let's get back into it.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having us.
So that'll be Akko, the owner of Piñata Nation, and Lucid Science, the main take from Aptyx Esports. As we're getting into these first best of 3, it will be played on Busan. This is going to be a very important map, the control map specifically. Let me adjust my mic real quick.
So yeah, Busan gonna be the start. It was one of the maps that we didn't actually get to see at the end of the previous match featuring Piñata Nation. So I must confess, I'm always interested to see Busan. A lot of play being seen, of course, in the league and in the Overwatch Watchers Brawl itself. So as a someone who kind of skipped this past comp season, I really like seeing what teams can do with the variety of environments that Busan offers.
Yeah, you skipped this last comp season as well?
Yeah, I just, maybe it's because I've been casting so much, but I really just, felt like taking a step back and, doing what I love most about Overwatch, which is putting on some killer productions with, of course, Siphon.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I've been casting a ton too. I actually skipped this past season as well. Mike should be good now. Looks like everybody is ready. We'll be getting to this match very shortly. I'm excited to see what both teams can offer from Busan. A lot of goats being played here, the 3-3 triple tank, triple support composition. We might be seeing some Winston triple tank coming out as well instead of the Reinhardt. We see a lot of dive come out, especially on the city center portion. There's even like Widow and Pharah being played on that map. We'll see what we can do. Seems like Aptyx are very meta-friendly and they play what the best comps are. Piñata Nation, they like to take a lot of fun with their compositions, as their name would imply. I think Piñata Nation have a really uphill battle coming to the series, though. Aptyx Esports only losing a single map in this entire tournament, and that was to Illumination Esports. So, I mean,
the Illumination Nation.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's Aptyx Esports, again, very, very strong. And this being the only map of this particular best of 3 that we're going to see with no hero bans at all whatsoever. Everything's on the table. You just have to play it on Busan. And yeah, Aptyx Esports, like, dominance pretty strong. Obviously, they've made it entirely this far, being almost completely undefeated, certainly in terms of winning actual matches, map differential being a small blemish on their otherwise perfect record. Piñata Nation, though, having played a lot more Overwatch and had to fight their way all the way through the losers bracket just to get back to this point, so they think they've definitely got a bit more, sorry, not the entirety of the losers bracket, but they did have to dip down into it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that far into the losers bracket, but
literally the last couple matches.
They did manage to get a lot of practice in, especially the match before this. They faced looking at the map series and the info. Spectral Leviathan. They went 3-2. It was super close. They almost got reverse swept here, so there's a lot of practice around. And we'll be seeing Makeoats come all around. The 3-2-1 composition. Both teams are going to be vying for this space up here in the top area.
Yeah, and it's almost a perfect mirror, except Daddy Dylan's going to be running the Ana, while it's going to be one trick on the Zenyatta. A solid pick for him. We saw some really good play, but the push is definitely going to be going to Aptyx at the start, who pick up an incredible quantity of kills, wiping out the rest of Piñata Nation. They're going to take the control point as soon as it unlocks.
Yeah, and Garen OP just really unlucky with that positioning. He wasn't as far with his team as he thought he was, and he ended up getting caught out. There's a huge disparity in ultimate difference between the Reinhardts here. Garen OP is running 20. Lucid Science almost at 80 here. 90 here. Running very low, though. Lucid Science needs to keep his HP up. He can go for a fat shatter. Here we go. It's huge!
Grabs 4, picks up Garen immediately at the charge. Maywell kind of stymies the rest of their attack, courtesy of Riso, and Daddy Dylan is actually going to get caught out in a mini fight happening elsewhere on the point. Mr. Salty is going to go down, point will not switch, and it's back to spawn for most of Piñata.
Yep, and Carfixer going to want to taxi your Ana back. He does. Uses this speed boost to try and get his Ana back as quickly as possible. Mr. Salty on the Mei, going to be a big highlight. Does have the Blizzard coming up very shortly. You need to keep an eye out on that. And they're already on the point, Piñata Nation.
Yeah, it's boosting straight on there, doing fantastic work. The Mei ult does come out from the Mr. Salty, and look, there it is. Picks now starting to come in. Garen OP charges right into a transing Zenyatta, so that's not really going to make a lot happen, but the rally is definitely going to keep the members up. Lucid Science gets frozen. He's going to get popped away. Shatter goes right into a shield. That's not going to grab anyone, and it's still going to be point control for Aptyx, who bring more of their heroes to bear and are starting to turn it around with a big fat double grab on the point. Pug, however, grabbing Daddy Dylan and Carfixer. I think we're looking at a bit of a switch now for Piñata Nation.
Yeah, Potato with the ult that wasn't so useful. The Graviton might be huge, but Cardi using that Graviton as well. They were trying to bait out some ultimates there. This is looking fairly good for Aptyx Esports, as they do have a couple of ultimates coming up. Riso's going to be staggered, however, from Alfie. Nice boop.
And big solid ultimates coming out for Aptyx, and however, they are going to have to be running right up into One Trick's trans. Going to be up to Piñata Nation to force as many of those ults as possible, keeping One Trick alive, and maybe that trans can get rid of most of them.
Yeah, this is one of those things you want to slow down these fights. Ooh, amazing wall to try and end up taking the high ground with any contest. Keep an eye out on Lucid Science. His shatters have been huge already in this series. And he gets 3!
And the Mei ult came in. It got blocked brilliantly by a wall, but unfortunately that left room for the Shatter to come in. One Trick goes down before he tosses out that trans. I think that's a solid option, though. He held on to it rather than committing it to a lost fight.
Yeah, the nano boost coming out from Daddy Dylan was a bit too much, you would think. But we are coming down to near the last fights for Aptyx Esports, as they claim 85% of this points control. One Trick still hasn't used his Zenyatta's Transcendence, so we'll be definitely seeing that in the next fight. Also, keep an eye out on Cardi's Graviton Surge.
Yeah, nasty situation. We're getting into one fight territory, and a Maywall can do a lot of work in making that a problem. But Garen OP's gonna grab Lucid Science, take out that main tank before the tank can really get started. One Trick's gonna touch the point, and it's gonna be a May ult getting tossed onto the point as well. Big, huge Potato goes down, and it's Piñata Nation flipping the point in the last hour.
Yeah, this is looking really good for them. 50% to their name with the control percentage here. They don't have any ults. Well, they do rust now. Both the really impactful tank ults coming up just at the same time. Potato also has the grabs, so we need to keep an eye out on these grabs, and also keep an eye out on these Zenyatas. Oh, Aptyx Esports already going to the point though, but they're being grabbed.
Counter Maywall comes up. It's not enough to save Lucid Science, and it's also not enough to stop this push from being deflected. Piñata Nation flipping this around. They're getting, again, to themselves into one-fight territory. We're probably going to be looking at a 99-99 fight for this first round.
Yeah, keep an eye out on Potato's grab. This is coming down to the last fight. This is super exciting, seeing both teams go neck and neck here. Ooh, looks like they're going for the old high ground strat, but Riso being caught out of position. Nice shatter!
Oh, incredible shatter. Going to stop it right there. Potato does get their grab off, and there is going to be touches on the point. Cardfixer, however, with that Discord, going to get focused down immediately. Osiris grabs his Chrome Dome counterpart on the other side, and it's going to be a Trance on the point, going to be keeping up the last couple members. Daddy Dylan Potato doing their best to fight. Daddy Dylan's going to get focused down. Trance can't save him alive, but now it's Lucid Science coming back on the point. And just despite the shatter, I think it's going to Piñata Nation.
Yeah, this is super close. It's just Lucid Science on the point. Carfixer's trying to touch here. Lucid Science being knocked off. Carfixer isn't able to touch, and Piñata Nation will take the first point.
Fantastic turnaround from Piñata Nation. They're able to deconstruct Aptyx's defense, and despite the Mays doing their best to do major disruption, May wall play, especially, Piñata Nation's going to be the one that comes out on top.
Yeah, that's some great plays. I'm super excited to see this series. It seems like Piñata should have the edge. They've warmed up definitely harder than Aptyx have because of that past series, almost being reverse swept. Just a reminder for everyone, make sure to vote down in the Twitch panels. If you scroll down just a little bit on the left-hand side, vote for your MVPs. Don't vote 140 times for your favorite person, please. We'll see what happens. Quad DBS coming out for Aptyx Esports. We haven't seen this coming out from them yet, so this is super interesting to see.
Yeah, they did a bit of it earlier in the week, and their Lucid Science's Hammond is really disgusting to watch. He just diving in and out. It's very difficult to pin him down, and of course, Daddy Dylan demonstrating massive proficiency. Up they go, down they go, rockets everywhere. One trick without that, like Fade doing their best, and just the picks just keep coming.
Yeah, the thing about going quad DPS into a composition like Goats is, if you're playing the Goats composition, you need to be decisive, and you need to be very aggressive towards whoever's near you. It looks like we're going to be seeing some changes. Mr. Salty's going to be playing the Zarya here. No D.Va in sight. Kind of interesting to see. I would have liked to see the D.Va to try and block out some of the Sniper and Pharah's damage as well.
Speaking of the defense matrix to stop the barrage, there it is! Garen OP goes down. Daddy Dylan falls as a result, but without your main tank, there's not a lot you can do in that particular situation.
Yeah, they're farming ult for Mr. Salty, but he's not getting too much ult percentage. And Rez comes out for Daddy Dylan.
Pug head got clipped with a single little pixel being available to Potato. Threads the needle, finds the kill. Another nasty stall, but Osiris, look at that. Running Tracer into Brigitte is dangerous enough, but it actually looks like it's going to force Pug to switch over.
Yeah, he's going to swap off onto the Tracer. I think that was needed. The Brigitte just not doing a ton of work versus the Pharah here, even though the barrage came out. Daddy Dylan doing a ton of work. For sight going to be coming out from Potato. Going to be getting some info on Daddy Dylan. Oh.
And if picks going left and right coming back in, but wow, now the DPS of Aptyx goes crazy. Osiris grabbing a tank, Potato getting the one trick, and the one kill gonna get rezzed. Mr. Salty dives off the edge. That's definitely a lost fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a reset. Yeah, Pug's gonna go down to a headshot from Riso. It's stunned up in there. Last fight for Piñata Nation to try and take this second point. They have a big chance, though. Not a lot of ults being made, but if they can get onto the point and they can take out lone Tracer, I think they'll be fine.
Indeed, it's looking good for Piñata Nation, who lead with the barriers. They are going to bring up the... Yep, and Riso gets taken out of his high noon by Pug on the Genji, but Garen OP goes down very early to Potato's Widowmaker. They're going to get caught out by a Tracer, who's going to be getting killed, and it is a Daddy Dylan with another major barrage. Pig still going back left and right, and Pug now going to clean up Potato once and for all.
Yeah, Pug, oh, he goes down to the mines.
Lucid Science's mines doing way more work than that ult has any right to, and Aptyx gonna even up the score.
Yeah, it looked like Piñata Nation just weren't accustomed to seeing how much damage those mines actually do. Takes out Mr. Salty with the unfortunate DMX lands right in those mines, and that's the end for him. We're gonna go to City Center for our last bout on Busan. That train roaring by, as we'll see these two great teams, these 4K plus teams go against each other.
Yeah, now again, we saw the Widowmakers going pretty heavy on Shrine. Despite the openness of this map, I'm actually curious if we are going to see it. Initial picks say yes, but I don't know.
Daddy Dylan really debating on what hero he wants to pick. He will end up going with the Pharah. This will be an even matchup with Classic Dive coming out from... One Trick being taken almost out completely from Potato. He's going to get the kill off on Cardi.
Man, Potato gets the early big headshot. The Widow battle up in the sky is going on. That's going to be Daddy Dylan also grabbing a Mercy. It's free reign for Aptyx to clean up this point as necessary. We'll probably see someone be ducking over to the point now as it unlocks, and the picks really coming in now as a spawn stuff in the process.
Yeah, Potato and Daddy Dylan have done a clinic with their DPS work for sure on this initial engagement and the second point overall, just showing why they're way better on DPS. Pug is going to be swapping to the Genji here, and we'll see. Hopefully Cardi can do some rebuttal on this Widow. We haven't seen a lot from Cardi on these snipers.
And we see Daddy Dylan now coming around. There's going to be a bit of a rotation as Piñata Nation takes the exact opposite line, but they're getting caught in a corner here, and with the rockets raining down, that's a bad situation to be in. And yes, One Trick's going to go in first, but Garen OP is going to find Potato, and Alfie's going to grab a boop onto his Lucio component, but the picks just flipping red, blue, red, blue. No one knows who's going to win this point, because I don't even think they have any clue. And it is going to be Piñata Nation who eventually take it away.
Yeah, Piñata Nation are going to be able to take it. Daddy Dylan being staggered off onto the point, dying very quickly. A lot of ults coming out from Aptyx Esports, though. They have the bomb and primal combo. They have the barrage coming out. We'll see what they can do with everything. Mr. Salty is the grab out on Piñata Nation's side, and they have both support ultimates, so this should be good for them.
Now, as far as sights going up, usually it doesn't really mean a lot, but Potato's been showing some really hot propensity for head hunting. So we're probably going to see some pretty dirty action coming in as Garen OP goes up to try and say no to some of that action. Yes, they're even going to commit a primal rage to this. They're going to get boosted up a little. So what that's going to do instead is take the Winston away from the fight, and now he's permanently removed. Big Diva Bomb goes in, knowing the shield is gone. It is going to grab the Mercy, and this is a huge opening for Aptyx.
Yeah, they're going to clean up this fight quickly, too. Mr. Salty's going to go down. Alfie's going to go down, and this is a clean wipe for Aptyx Esports. They didn't even spend a lot to begin with. They did use the tank ultimates and the Valk. I don't know if that was required completely from Card Fixer, but they still have the Lucio beat drop, and they have the barrage from Daddy Dylan, so see what they can do with that.
And the Garen OP bubble goes out, a little bit of a misplace. He is going to die as a result, unable to stay up safely on the high ground. He's going to get rezzed up. Big cooldown loss for this fight.
Yeah, but if Garen OP, he misses the jump onto the Mercy. Cardi's going to go down because of that, and Garen OP is going to be taken out as well. That jump miss onto that building was huge. Missed that high ground completely. The entirety of Piñata Nation needs to reset. This is coming down to the last couple of fights.
As far as ults go, though, Piñata still has the ingredients necessary for a point-take recipe. They have to go up against a pretty serious set of ultimates from Aptyx, though. But there's the play. They're going to preempt it with a big Diva Bomb, and it's going to grab two! Mercy and Diva, but the bomb came out as well. It's still a 2-2. It's a 4v4. These teams just absolutely refuse to go down.
Oh, Lucid Science going to get the pick off onto Pug, though. That's huge. Blade out of there. Osiris picking off his his opponent Lucio, and the Diva's going to be staggered out as well.
Yeah, it's just
Aptyx are gonna
Piñata.
take map 1.
Yeah, Piñata can't get back in time, and Seifert said it itself. It's once Aptyx opened up the fight, it was 4v4 for a while, and then the picks just started coming in nasty.
Yeah. Play the game from Riso on the Mei coming out.
Which is funny, yeah, we saw the Mei wall. Perfectly timed to block that ult, but it looks like their contributions to this particular fight is going to be what made it.
Snipes. That was more of just a cleanup off his team's end, not so much a play of the game that was worthy of like a solo play, but Aptyx will take that map, and that'll be 1-0 in this best of 3 series. Reminder, this series will carry the same pick and ban rules that we've always had. Aptyx Esports are going to be able to save a hero and ban a map. However, this comes down to 2 best of 3 and like a tiebreaker map if it does come to 1-1 on the series score.
Yep, and Aptyx off to a good start, but Piñata, they did manage to take that to the 3rd map on Busan. This is going to be a rough push for Aptyx, as Piñata is going to be able to ban the hero of their choice, grab a map. We've seen that can be absolutely used to their advantage, so they're probably going to be coming into the swinging, and Aptyx, if they're looking to rest on their laurels, has another thing coming.
Yeah, we'll see what Piñata Nation can do. It seemed like their tank line was faltering a bit in that last point. Garen OP was missing some key jumps onto Aptyx Esports' Mercy, and it wasn't getting a lot of value. Aptyx Esports were able to capitalize on it. Carfixer says, save the Widow and ban Ilios from Aptyx Esports. Interesting to see that we won't get to see 3 control points coming out.
Oof, oof, oof. So Piñata Nation still going to be holding now. They have the hero ban. They picked the map. Saving the Widow, banning Ilios, though. Bold, bold choice. That leaves a hero ban free to go in on Lucio, on D.Va, on Zarya, Ryan, Winston. Lucio possibly being one of the biggest bans that'll come in. And I think Piñata Nation might be thinking, they did save the Widow, so is this a brain game? Is Aptyx going for that 9,000 IQ play?
Yeah, this is a weird ban. We haven't seen a lot of Widow bans. To be honest, Potato was doing a lot of work, but that wasn't the only ingredient for Aptyx Esports' success. I would say it was more of a detriment to Garen OP than it was Aptyx actually outplaying them. So we'll see what goes through that. Maybe Piñata Nation have a strategy coming into this with the Widow save. Maybe they'll go for something that's less Widow focused.
Yeah, and they banned Ilios as well. Now, to be fair, Ilios not the best Widowmaker map. You really pretty much only have Ruins to play with. Mm-hmm. That being said, as far as map picks go, there's a lot of maps in the pool that aren't really what I would refer to as Widow Sanctuaries.
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, there really aren't. This is mostly like a dive and 3-3 focused series. Alfie says, from Piñata Nation, says they're going to ban the Bastion, and we're going to be playing Hanamura. Very interesting that we have been seeing we've been seeing the Bastion come out from Hanamura, but to be honest, this is looking like Piñata Nation have a game plan going into this next map.
Yeah, I note that there is still Symmetra available in the compositions. I wonder whether both of these teams are really taking advantage of it. As a reminder, Piñata Nation does still get to use the Bastion, so I'm pretty sure that's still going to factor into their defense in some way.
Yeah, you're kind of spilling your hand with that, but the whole thing is that you can play mind games. You know, you can basically think that, oh, maybe Piñata Nation are going to play it, so if Aptyx Esports thinks that, Piñata Nation could come out with something else. You know, maybe this is like a big brain strategy.
Yeah, I feel like as far as the grand finals go, this is definitely a mind game worthy of the grand finals. And Carfixer is going to elect to put Aptyx Esports on the defense to start it out. Not the definitively overwhelming advantage, but starting on defense does confer a tad of an advantage if you're looking forward for that full hold.
Mm-hmm. Again, in order for Aptyx Esports to go for the final sweep here. They need to win the next 3 maps in the series, or just win this Hanamura map and the next 2 maps in that best of 3.
It is a tad of a marathon, so we have here not only the ability in Overwatch to dominate quickly, but you also have to have the ability to endure. Sprinting long distance, and I frankly hate long distance.
Well, Hanamura comes down to a lot of controlled aggression, a lot of use of like comboing ults, and we're going to see some really controlled gameplay coming out from either side, because if things get messy, the defending team on the second point especially has a huge advantage in being able to get right onto point from spawn. As we see our defenses being prepared, it looks like we might be seeing some Torb. However, they might just be trolling me. No? Yeah, they're trolling me.
And the casters, it wouldn't be the grand finals if the casters didn't get grandly debated in some way, shape, or form. So despite Potato flexing onto that McCree, again, mind games, this is a very good Widowmaker point. Instead, it is going to be the McCree, no May to speak of whatsoever. It's honestly pretty much a standard comp for the meta, save for that McRed click.
Yeah, we'll see what can happen on this defense. No Bastion being played on this end, but again, we wouldn't want to see a Bastion on attack anyways. Looks like Mr. Salty going for some scouting. They're going to know that a Sombra was being played. However, they're able to change up. Mr. Salty going to go for the Diva, and it looks like it's going to be standard Goats versus this Ana McCree Goats. Wow, Potato.
There it is, already grabbing a pick. No speed boost for you to get past that choke, and Aptyx going to take a little bit of that full court press action.
Osiris able to get a lot of charge and ultimate percentage because of that stagger. Potato with that initial headshot just doing a lot of work for his team. Lucid Side's already up to 74% off of versus Garen OP's 17% with that Earth Shatter. There's been a huge disparity with these Earth Shatters and these Reinhardts overall.
Yeah, the Reinhardt duel can't really take into effect if the Reinhardts don't have the support that they need to make it happen. Meanwhile, the Lucio now back into the fight. Looks like Piñata's just looking for their opportunity to boost in. Ooh,
coming out.
Blocked entirely by the shield, and that's going to be it. Piñata now going to have the opportunity to slip into that right side.
Yeah, they're being corralled in a corner, though. Mr. Salty being taken low, but Transcendence coming out.
It forces the trans, yeah. And the High Noon is going to grab a Reinhardt shield out of it. Aptyx isn't going to be able to really press in after them, though, so ultimately, that's going to result in a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, they're going to try and get onto this point from the top side. However, Cardi going to get slept. The anti-nade is going to get Mr. Salty here. Taking this fight rather long with the rally here, though.
Oof, nasty grab. Cuts off some of the team behind the wall. Garen OP not able to benefit from that rally being caught behind it. Pug actually is going to be the one who goes down next, and the fight is wide open now for Aptyx to take it over. Piñata is going to get a bit of a clapback, though.
Yeah, they're going to take down Potato and Daddy Dylan. I think Carfixer's going to need to roll his team over. Yeah, he's going to try and taxi his team. If Piñata Nation can take this fight very quickly, they can definitely get into really good position, which looks to be what's happening right now. They need to take these fights quicker because they've been spending a lot of time with rotations lately, and definitely they have the tankier comp by far. Grab comes out, though.
He's gonna grab Potato, but he's gonna live. Barriers and Trans committed to the fight. The big Deadeye comes in. It does take out the shield, but Diva's gonna eat the rest of it. And now the Shatter comes back in. 2 Shatters, Diva Bomb goes in. Big kill onto Osiris. Here's the fight in that they needed.
Mr. Salty doing a lot of work with its Diva here. However, Carfixer getting the boot off onto Wentrix, still on the point. They need to be able to take him out, or they're just gonna end up stalling.
Woof. And despite a little bit of back and forth, Piñata is going to be able to take the point. Aptyx going to be throwing in just a little bit more some stall before they settle in for a nice long defense on point B.
Yeah, not a lot of teams coming out with ults anytime soon. Riso does have the Graviton off of the side of Aptyx Esports, but One Trick has the Transcendence to match that as well. We might be seeing those combo out. That definitely means that Lucid Science will get that Earth Shatter rather quickly if Riso does get that Grav. However, if Riso gets that Grav eaten, I think that that Piñata Nation have a really good chance of making this second point matter.
Yeah, not to put too much pressure on Mr. Salty, but a Diva eating a Grav is one of the most beautiful things that can happen in a team fight to change it. But the Grav comes off anyways, and there he goes, swinging into it. Lucid Science gets it up, and there's the 2 Deadeye kills. Something we haven't seen yet from a McCree in this particular matchup. And Potato is going to lead the charge into that Grav, wiping out most of Piñata Nation, allowing for a little bit of stabilization.
Yeah, so the Transcendence from One Trick wasn't used, and I wasn't sure if that was on purpose or not. He just didn't negate that at all. Interesting to see. Maybe they baited out the Graviton and the Deadeye. They were just baiting out ults from Aptyx. It's either like a really big brain play, or it's one of those like, why did you do that kind of plays. However, 4, almost 5 ults coming out from Piñata Nation here. Probably going to start off with a rally. Yep, rally here. I think they're going to beat onto point. Nice boop coming out from Alfie.
Yeah, forcing a rotation onto Aptyx, making them go back to the point. Big Shatter comes in, though, grabs the Pug. Here's the opportunity for kills, but they miss the Lucio, and a big barriers goes onto all 6 members. Counter barriers coming in. The Shatter goes out as well. It is going to grab a few members, but ultimately there's no follow-up. Osiris is going to drop that Transcendence into a Grav, which is going to have some chance to do some damage as the Demon Bomb goes out.
It gets 2.
Huge play. There's that team wipe that Syphid was saying. This is something that you absolutely need. There it is, Mr. Salty!
Hey, he ate a Grav. I don't know if that mattered, but he ate one.
Oh, yes. And there it is. Piñata not only finishes the point, but does it with a very respectable quantity of time left in the bank.
I love how excited you were for that Grav when they capped the point. Capping point? No. Okay, Grav eaten? Yes. I'm getting excited for that one.
Eating a Grav is like finding a $20 bill in your pocket, man. Like, you were prepared to pay for lunch today, but now it's like it's free.
All right, let me introduce you to the Overwatch League, the best of the best. Eating Gravs left and right. Happy birthday, Threep.
Oh, the past weekend was pretty fun. Yeah, no, not gonna lie.
Yeah, Shanu from the
oh jeez,
Titans, from the Vancouver Titan has been like a monster when it comes to eating Gravs, and his self-destructs have been on point too.
Oh yeah. As far as I find 3-3 to be the prevalence rather of the Grav Diva Bomb, with Lucio being kind of like the linchpin of the whole affair, just gives me that warm fuzzy feeling. You have to wait about a minute and a half for that combo to happen, but when it happens, ooh boy.
Yeah, looks like there's been a bit of a PTR patch change as well. I've been hearing a lot of things that it removes goats almost completely with the changes. There's a lot of buffs to Baptiste, who's a new hero being released. Also, Junkrat's been getting some really good buffs here. We'll see what Live can really do.
And look at this look at the filthy setup from Piñata. What are you doing?
Yeah.
There it is!
What are they doing?
Out, and they're just gonna completely separate the rest of the team.
Oh.
But it's just so mean.
Yeah, poor Osiris. He's being bullied here.
Yeah.
Let's take it down. He does have 20% on his ult charge, though. That's not bad.
Yeah, and the spawn advantage, though, is going to be a little real. One of the reasons why it's very risky to play a play like this, it's going to be Aptyx coming and swinging very hard from the point.
Ooh, Maywall, that was keyed in stopping that charge here. But Cardi's going to be frozen. Mr. Salty running low gets killed by Cardvictor's melee.
Yeah, so I think Piñata took a bit of a gamble there. It definitely didn't pay off. But I appreciate the gumption. But Aptyx is going to have, 7 minutes to take point B on Hanamura.
They are. They're going to have almost exactly 7 minutes on this next point. I'm going to be rolling onto the point with a fresh Earth Shatter coming out from Lucid Science. Riso is near the Blizzard as well. Daddy Dylan might be rocking the Nano Boost onto Lucid Science's Nano. Nice wall to try and cave in, but another wall with that 90%, 90-degree angle. Gets Lucid Science out of there. They're able to back off. Mr. Salty running very low. Alfie trying to go for a boop. He does get the boop off onto Daddy Dylan.
I was super curious if they were actually intentionally going for a full reset. I couldn't imagine why, but they were so dangerously close to the corner. And a Maywell's gonna take out the rest of them, but I feel like Aptyx literally walked right into that one.
Yeah, I don't think they expected Alfie to be there. He did a lot of work onto that with that boop there. And looking at ult charges and ult percentages, Piñata Nation with a big lead in ultimates now because of that stagger. One Trick only has 40% on the Transcendence. Osiris has 90. And Potato almost running his ultimate too.
Yeah, and Daddy Dylan also gonna have a nano to throw into. We're gonna start with the May ult, but a massive shatter comes in, completely separating the team. Mr. Salty grabs Riso, the counterpart on the May, and Piñata defeat yet another push with ults in the bank to spare.
Yeah, they used a lot. Let's not go through that. They used 4 ultimates in that engagement, which, you know, if I'm Aptyx Esports, I'm like, okay, you know, we only used 2. So we're okay with that, you know, 4 versus 2, pretty good deal here. Yeah.
So yeah, the Piñata Nation now again on the defense in the red there. The May ult, the Grav, even the barriers and a trans coming online.
Yeah.
Yeah, nasty. Big May wall, out comes the
There's
Grav.
the other wall. Wow.
There's a major apocalypse going on, and yeah, Piñata Nation just cleans up.
Yeah, they're really defending this here. They must have been angry about that point A defense because they're raging about this point B defense. They're being super proactive with their ultimates too. Cardi with that split-second graviton, they just went completely in on that and all in, and good for them. They still have 3 ultimates to spare. However, they need to start slowing down their ultimate usages, or it's going to be a little too late. Lucid Science already getting out to point.
Massive trans coming in. They're going to get booped away. Garen OP gets frozen. Massive anti-nade coming in, though. This could be what Aptyx needed to move on to the point. No pick coming in for either side, and that's not good with the barriers coming in now. Huge, but the trans counters it. We're going to see, again, no picks for either team yet as the brawl just continues on the point. But there it is. Osiris opens it up, and a huge shatter comes in. Cardi, Garen, Pug down. Aptyx has opened up point B.
Yeah, May's going to try and be able to stall. Going to go for the ice form now for some extra seconds here. See what Mr. Salty could do. It'd be taken down immediately here.
Yeah, Garen OP gets naded, antied, bubbled, slept, grabbed, Pug, jumping onto the point with a late-minute rally, and a big mail coming in. That is going to get Riso a bit, but they do manage to get out of it alive. Cardi gets frozen, discorded. Slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Big stalls coming in, though, but it's not going to be enough, and Aptyx is going to finish with more time.
Yeah. You know, I was actually thinking from Piñata Nation, maybe they should have waited until the last tick to try and engage. They had pretty sizable spawn advantage, and they could have taken a fight 6v6 again there if they just waited. But they panicked, and all of them kind of went into point staggered. You're hoping to just kill time at that point, but to be honest, I think they had another fight in them if they just coordinated that. What do you think?
No, I 100% agree. Of course, hindsight being 2020, clearly what Piñata Nation attempted to do there didn't work. Now, Aptyx did do a fantastic job of ripping open the point like they did, but it was not until both sides had just extended all of their arts and Osiris managed to find that crucial pick to get the party started. That being said, Piñata Nation, yeah, if they had maybe just one more ultimate in the bank, that could have been what tipped the scales.
Yeah, and both teams with pretty much the same time bank, 2 minutes 50 for Piñata Nation as they go into this attack versus 3 minutes 30 for Aptyx Esports. This is fairly even, all things considered. Looking at compositions, it looks like we will be seeing a bit of Sombra 3-2-1 from Aptyx Esports. Lucid Science is going to be the one trying to protect Daddy Dylan on this Ana as they go for a cheeky sleep and fire strike combo. Mr. Salty going to go for some scouting. Very smart and intelligent on this initial first push. Going to spot each other, actually. Both Sombras trying to fight 1v1.
And Potato is going to be the one who gets away with that. But, you know, as far as fights go, that means both teams are without their hacks. And as the fight goes on in the choke, the lack of a Sombra on one side means no Reinhardt hacking for the other.
Yeah, Potato running really low. Wow, Mr. Salty's going to be able to take him out. This is looking good for the attack. They're able to get the hack off on the Reinhardt as well.
Oof, and boom. Now, again, they have their entry. They're past the choke. They're on the point. They're starting to take a stand. Big Shatter goes in, grabs Garen OP. He goes down immediately. And that's going to be Aptyx. Clean up and Isle Hanamura.
Yeah, wow. Lucid Science is crazy on this Reinhardt. Very decisive with his plays. I wasn't even expecting that Shatter to come out so quick. And it did, and the focus was great from Aptyx Esports. They're always so clean when it comes to making these split-second decisions. However, we will be seeing what Mr. Salty can do. Does get the melee kill onto Potato, leaving this fight to a 6v5 already. And Mr. Salty is 90% to an EMP.
Yeah, that's a huge loss for Aptyx Esports. And yeah, Mr. Salty probably going to be building up that EMP for this fight. I think the big IQ play coming out. There's the trans. No, but the Lucid Science opens it up with the kill and the Alfie. And the Discord now on the Reinhardt. That's going to render a lot of this faster. But yeah, there it is, the hack. Going straight into a grab, and Lucid Science can't stay up long enough to get the picks. And yeah, here comes Piñata Nation.
Apagando just too OP. What can you say? They tried to lead with the first initial kill from Lucid Science, but Aptyx Esports is going to give up this next point. 50 seconds on the clock, and we'll see what they can do with this.
Well, the snowball potential is definitely there. They've got the grab. They're possibly going to get trans barriers in the middle of the fight. Garen OP also going to be able to potentially lead with a shatter. After Grav, build up yet another shatter. So yeah, Piñata Nation capping point B again, definitely not impossible.
They need to bait out this Transcendence from Osiris or this match isn't going to work. EMP comes out though, and wow, Potato's going to clean up house.
Yeah, that's the way to do it for Aptyx. If you want to stop this fight from happening, simply preemptively make it so that no one gets to do anything.
Yeah, like what I was talking about, Aptyx Esports are so good at making these split-second decisions. It seems like they talk about this before the fights even happen. They talk about what ults they're going to use. They probably just said, we're going to use EMP, and that's it. And that's all they commit. They take that fight very quickly. Another 30 seconds being shaved off. Cardi and Garen OP really need to make a move with these ultimates here. Rally coming out from Pug as well.
Any tick taken on this point is huge, and a grab going in. Now that's going to be a trans, though. And a massive counter shatter goes in. Garen goes down, one trick soon to follow, and I think this is going to be the end of Piñata Nation's push as Potato starts using that little SMG to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, Cardi just being stuck on the point pretty much alone. Mr. Salty taken down here. It's a bit of a stagger. Alfie trying to do something. He gets the kill off on Osiris. It's like a, consolation prize, but
yeah,
Aptyx are going to be able to hold 3 points and 33% for Piñata Nation here.
So, with that being done, Aptyx now has their work cut out for them. This is very possible. Piñata Nation, having taken that initial attack, they get to be the ones, if possible, to hold out and take Hanamura in its entirety. But since they made no progress on point B, we could be looking at just a flat tie.
Yeah, definitely could be a tie coming into this. It seems very likely. In that case, we would need to go to a third map because these best of threes are best two. They're basically best of two maps, right? So
yeah.
We will need to see a third map come out, even if it's a draw here.
Yeah, we will be playing rounds of Oasis in the event that it is needed, so to ensure that ties are no longer possible. That being said, it's definitely not over for either of these teams. A full hold for Piñata Nation, absolutely possible. Surprised that they're not going with something more of a cheeky Bastion May play. Meanwhile, Aptyx, not really sure what they could be pulling out here. If there was ever a time for a Symmetra dash onto the point, this would be it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see what both teams can do. It looks like Garen OP is going to try something very sneaky, try and go for some extra ult percentages. He does get one, so up to 9% on that fire strike.
I always love getting that mercy boosted fire strike off into the spawn.
One.
And yeah, there he goes. It's happening. And Garen OP leading the charge, so to speak, with that ult percentage on Reinhardt. Yeah, there it is, the Maywall!
Yeah, Maywall charge. Where's he going to go? He's all the way back at the Mega.
He manages to get away, and it looks like the rest of Aptyx is actually able to come in behind them. And they are going to be leaving some supports out at the point, though.
Yeah, they need to make sure to group. Garen OP needs to make sure that the shield's always up for the hacks. Ooh, Lucid Sign's running very close to Garen OP. Wall coming out.
Not going to grab anyone, and Potato going to do their best, a bit of harassment. Lucid Sign's doing some great work, but Garen has too much of a lead on the Shatter. The bubbles and barriers aren't going to be lasting forever, and someone is going to die eventually on this point, despite how tanky both these compositions are, and it looks like the first is going to be Potato, going down with a boot, but Garen OP goes down, and there it is, main tank down!
Oh, he had the Shatter too. I think Lucid Science had used his.
Yeah, and there it goes. Aptyx going to be busting open this point, killing the main tank. But there, Lucid Science goes down as well. Nano goes on to the May of all people, who with her dead set icicles and an ult on the point, means that Aptyx isn't even going to get away with a tick here.
Wow. Nice plays coming out. I don't know if Alfie's beat drop was really necessary. I think that Blizzard had basically sealed the deal, but Aptyx coming into this next fight with a bunch of ults. They have the grab, they have the EMP. I don't think they need to commit everything. I think if Potato sets this up right, an EMP will be good enough. They need to account for these for this next engage too, or this will go to a draw.
Yep,
there's
and
the
they're gonna
EMP.
lead with the EMP. They're going to try and take down as many as they can without committing any ultimates, but instead, they not only have to commit the grab, or rather the trans gets has it thrown out, they are going to be throwing out the Anno. A rally's going to come in for the opposite side, and a charge goes right into a main wall, with Mr. Salty doing incredible work on a hero that makes us the most salty.
Yeah, nice grab coming out from Riso, though, is going to move the team together, but a nice rally from Pug. Got to keep everyone alive here. Oh, no.
Aptyx, despite getting subjected to a massive anti-nade, is going to finally push through on this point with just a few members of Piñata getting taken out there at the end. Potato having built up now to another EMP, another nano boost, and Lucid Signs, of course, having the Chatter, but we're looking at Salty.
Yeah. Yeah, we are looking at Mr. Salty. This Blizzard might be huge for the defense. Minute and a half left. Coming out from Aptyx Esports. They need to win this within the next couple of fights, or this will be a tie.
Now they only need to take one tick, but defending Hanamura point B means that pretty much an entire team wipe is needed even to take that tick. That being said, Pug is going to be opening with a hack. Garen OP getting beaten down a little bit low. Major wall, though, preventing all healing from coming in, and a nano boost now at the point. Lucid Science goes down early. It is up to Aptyx now. They must reset as quickly as possible.
Yeah, they're gonna try. Oh, nice Maywall. Oh, but it gets canceled. Why was it canceled? Oh, that was because it was on the side of. it was on the wrong side. So, this is a bit of a 7v5 there.
Yeah, and there you go. It's going to be a bit of an ult-pocalypse. I can almost guarantee every single glowing little check mark is going to be used up in this next fight.
Yeah, we'll see what Potato really can do with these EMP. Needs to make sure that everyone is together with this EMP, and they might be able to take something because of it. Potato trying to run around, trying to go for the flank here, gets on the high ground and manages to get 5 of them.
Big EMP. Alfie goes down first. The Shatter follows it. Pug's going to go down. Huge grab. Garen OP gets nanoed. There it is, though. There's the Maywall, and an anti-nade goes on. They are going to get bubbled, though, and the trans is going to keep everyone alive. Aptyx may be just busting this open, and the stall is going to have to come out from Piñata Nation.
Oh, no. Alfie dies with the beat, and that's going to be map 2 and this first best of 3 series going to Aptyx.
Whew, that is very, very tense. Is Piñata Nation out of it? No. Are they on thin ice? Yes. But since we're seeing this play the game now, looking at Mr. Salty, I'm very excited for this next best of 3.
Yeah, this is a really nice 2K bomb coming out from Mr. Salty, able to clean up the point for Piñata Nation. However, they just weren't able to take the series. A very decisive play coming out from Potato on that Sombra, basically showing everyone, hey, I can play Widow, but I can also play a really mean Sombra too. Getting 5 in that last hack, last EMP was incredible.
Yeah, speaking of the flexibility, we saw a lot of different compositions coming out from both teams. We got to see Aptyx play this absurd Mercy Hammond, which we got to see earlier in the week. And we got to see Piñata Nation also flexing onto some of that Widow as well. They were, hated it enough to want to get rid of it, but I do think that Cardi acquitted themselves pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So both hero bands and map bands will reset. The first best of 3 will go to Aptyx Esports. That means that if they win the next 2 maps, they will win the series and win the Watchers Brawl 2.
Oof, oof, oof. Well played to both teams in that first little mini series. Now, as we come into the halftime, I think it's time for Piñata Nation to possibly go back to the drawing board. They've just seen their particular compositions featuring Sombra and Mei get a little bit of the outplay going on. So maybe they switch it up. What are their options?
I think going for maybe like a dive-centered map. Honestly, as Piñata Nation, I wouldn't mind even going back to Busan. I feel like they could make a couple of good changes, go on to more dive-centered compositions, go for the cleave onto Aptyx Esports' their back line and win from there, and just going for something akin to dive. Maybe not with a Genji, but with a Pharah or even with a Brig. If you want to do dive goats, that's a thing too. So we might be seeing that come out. Looks like they will be going for something scrappy. Alfie from Piñata Nation is going to say Ilios. That was my second option coming into this series. Another control point map.
Yeah, and Ilios again, tasty little map to play on. And yeah, there's going to be a very interesting situation being developed. There's going to be the Widowmaker on Ruins that could be a huge factor, but then there's also that boop. Lucid Science on the Hammond could be a huge factor, but we also haven't seen either of these teams really bring out anything in terms of that boop comp. I'm thinking about pulled pork.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we haven't seen the Orisa and Roadhog come out. It's just not as standard as Reinhardt or Winston is on other maps. It's a very niche pick. However, coming into these next couple of patches that Blizzard is putting out, we'll see what happens. No bans being placed because this is a separate best of 3. Will be Ilios. See what type of map we're getting here. Will be everyone's favorite Ilios map and the Boop Central.
Love it. Love it.
I do. I love playing Roadhog.
Oh yeah.
Fishing on this map. This is my favorite. Just watching listening to the Roadhog screams as he falls down the well. They please me. Yeah, you got it down to a T.
Yeah, because I've heard myself scream it a lot. But yeah, so we have a lot of Roadhog potential, a lot of Orisa potential. But unfortunately for Piñata, fortunately for Aptyx, a lot of Pharah potential, a lot of Hammond potential.
Yeah, could be really good for Daddy Dylan. It's been displaying a lot of Pharah even on that first map. Maybe Potato will be playing it this time, and we'll see what they can do with that.
Fancy, and Osiris possibly on the Symmetra.
No.
Again, I don't hate it, but I also don't really super like it.
That's not a thing. Osiris will be playing the Diva or the Roadhog. We'll see what either of those can do. No Pharah coming out from Aptyx Esports.
Very surprising. But we are going to see it from Pug. And yep, there it is. Daddy Dylan jumping off onto that favorite Pharah. Riso back on the McCree and Potato on a Tracer. This is some of that damagey,
here we go. Okay.
punchy good stuff.
So the Pharmacy, yeah. It's really going to be like Cardi versus Riso here. But McCree versus McCree. And whoever can take out each other's Pharah as well.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty dirty map coming for Aptyx. They have the one tank. There it is! Osiris going to open it, the pick on the and yes, the Mercy will follow, possibly going for that res. Potato, however, going down, and really, though, this is looking like Aptyx is going to be one for it, and I think Garen OP was actually going to try and off themselves into the well there.
Yeah, Osiris with that first initial pick, the damage-boosted Mercy Storm Arrows, able to take out Pug, and then one trick onto that Mercy, going very well for them. One trick trying to see if they could swap. Oh, Pug running very low.
Wow.
Sliver of HP is able to be healed up. Riso also running very low onto this McCree. Needs to be careful.
Yeah, McCree does not, despite the little bit of a cooldown buff onto his role, his survivability and ability to escape from situations is still not what I would refer to as top tier. And yeah, that being said, Hanzo, who also got that buff, is going to be a getaway in front of Diving Winston, but now with the Heroes Never Die coming in, and a barrage not going to be happening from Daddy Dylan anytime soon, despite the quantity of rockets they're shooting out, High Noon might be what the doctor ordered for clear on this point.
Pulse Bomb being thrown out from Potato isn't able to get anything. He's actually taken out by Pug. But Osiris is going to get the pickup kill onto Cardi and the res from Carfixer.
It's like watching the Mercy meta. Reses come in immediately, it's the fight like the fight never happened, except for cooldowns. We're back to square one, and now here we go, a little bit more counterplay as Piñata tries to find the way to the point, and they're going to start with a kill onto Daddy Dylan.
Dragon Strike comes out from Osiris, isn't going to catch really anything. Carfix are running very low. High Noon, here's the Deadeye.
Oh, he almost had the Mercy there, but unfortunately wasn't able to happen. Little bit of a town ain't big enough for the two of us duel about to go on, but unfortunately going to be cut short by barriers, making this a pretty solid push now for Piñata.
Hey, Mr. Salty with the cleanup kills. That's gonna, yeah, they're gonna take that for sure. That's a 5-0 swap. Not really many ults used either. They just ended up using Alfie's beat drop to really go for that play. Nice dive coming out from Mr. Salty and Garen OP and really catching the back line. Potato's gonna swap to the Widow maybe for some potential kill right onto Pug, but I think One Trick still has the res, so.
Yeah, best option for Pug is going to make sure that they're in a position where the Mercy can get to them. And I think that is going to be the case. They're playing very conservatively, but here comes the damage boost. Oh, Pug goes right for the back line! Huge barrage! Daddy Dylan answers, though! It's equal kill for both sides! And Aptyx just manages to just dish out a little more damage, grabbing the res, taking the point back.
Yeah, wow, those barrages going off at the same time. I thought my audio was messed up.
Yeah.
But Potato doing a lot of work as well. Like we were saying, the DPS from Daddy Dylan and Potato, nothing to be scoffed at here. Are they going to be able to touch? Garen OP touches.
Heroes never die.
Ooh, and there it is. The Potato grabs the kill onto Alfie. First opening salvo going to be there, but there's a Primal Rage on the point, and that's going to be bad times. Pug also switching over to the Genji means that Widowmaker is never going to get a moment's peace. Having already ripped apart McRight Click, it is going to get rest up, though. And Aptyx Esports is just showing dominance on the point, going to throw down a High Noon. But Daddy Dylan goes down, but Pug also goes, and there it is. The point goes.
Yeah, point's going to go to Aptyx. They're going to take this 1-0. Ruins next. Let's go. Ruins?
Maybe some Ruins? It's Ruins!
This is what I love to see. We're definitely going to be seeing some Widows come out. I think Potato's been amazing. I think Pug has been okay, which is why Pug swapped at that last fight map to Genji to try and counter out the Widow. However, maybe Cardi is going to be playing some Widow now.
Yeah, there it is. Cardi definitely going to be their best shot at countering Potato, who has been, frankly, popping off a tad. And also Aptyx going to be, or rather, yeah, Aptyx going to be coming out with a very traditional dive. Looking at that nasty, awesome double snipers. No Mercy. Nope, there it is. There's the Mercy.
No, yeah, we knew we were going to see the Mercy. Just swapped off onto the Lucio to try and get some speed. One trick on the Ana, going to be playing with fire here. Ana needs to be very careful in sightlines, or he's going to be taken out by Potato's damage boost and Widow here.
Ooh, Cardi makes the first little tick in the Widow duel, getting a nice little body shot onto Potato. But that's still going to be a no-point game for anyone right now, as it's just jockeying for position, trying to find that best sightline.
Yeah, really, nothing being played back and forth. Lucid Sciences slept off on the side while his team gets taken down, though. And Piñata Nation are going to take the first point.
Yeah, Piñata Nation had the best positioning there. They did a fantastic job. They also had the picks to back it up. And it's going to be Aptyx making a hasty retreat back to spawn.
Yeah, Garen OP's Wrecking Ball has been doing a lot of work. Lucid Science, 35% on that Winston, and Garen OP already has those mines. So great plays coming out from him. It's nice to see Garen OP stepping up when his, let's just say his Winston has been a bit underperforming compared to Lucid Science.
Yeah, and we, however, have also been seeing some amazing Hammond all week, all night, and I'm super glad that Garen OP is going to be able to step up right the other way doing it. Boom! Cardi gets the first blood in the Widow duel again, grabbing that head click. Diva Bomb goes out, grabs nothing, but again, Aptyx is on the retreat, and it's not looking good for their push.
Garen OP, Riso is going to be taken out from that. Looking really good for Piñata Nation. Wow, Pug with the kill onto Osiris as well. Oh, insane.
I guess all I can say is I guess Piñata Nation needed a few maps to warm up because holy moly are they on fire.
Yeah, this is 60% and it looks like they don't have any plans of stopping. Carfixer's going to be playing the Ana now. Daddy Dylan going to be swapping onto the McCree, and Potato conceding the Winnow duel is going to be playing Sombra. Does pop his little translocator in that room. Garen OP already on the case.
Yeah, and a huge fight now going in. It's going to probably go in favor of Aptyx, who had to sack a trans into the fight, though. Massive and big bomb goes in. That's going to grab one trick in the backline. But wow, it's still Cardi doing some incredible work. And with him and Garen OP is going to grab them out of spawn. They are going to get focused down, though. And finally, Aptyx is going to be able to make a claim to the point.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't use the nano boost from one trick. Garen OP is going to be swapping to the Reinhardt. Looks like we'll be seeing standard goats, but with the Ana come out, will be kind of interesting to see what they can do with that. I think they might want to end up losing this first fight. They have, they're 99%, so this next fight will win them the map here. So, see what they can do with that.
Potato gets found out. Barrier's also going to be coming in, and it's just woof. But Aptyx is actually going to finally start clapping back a little. Like you said, this fight was probably not going to go in favor of Piñata to begin with. Just a nice ult building charge, as Pug especially leads that.
Yeah, they're going to be swapping to the Moira and Winston combo instead of the Ana. Oh no. One trick going back to the Ana. Garen OP is going to be playing the Winston. Nope.
And it's Hammond.
Back to the wrecking ball. It's some compositional swaps that they really need to do on the thick of it. Mr. Salty does have the Diva Bomb, so maybe they can go for something zoning with this. Bomb comes out, though. We'll get
two! Potato and Osiris couldn't get away. Diva gets booped right off the side of the map. Piñata take it immediately, and we are definitely beating round 3 of Ilios for this time.
Wow, that was a quick fight. Great ult from Mr. Salty in taking that point. Takes down 2. Super quick. I love the series so far.
Yeah, now that's the Piñata Nation that we've been looking for this entire time. Boy,
Yep.
do they ever deliver.
Yeah, nice plays coming out from Piñata Nation. They thrive in those chaotic engages, and Mr. Salty has been so dominant with this Diva lately, getting a lot of practice on it with that first match. Just some great plays all around. I like the swap to Moira from One Trick. I didn't like the Ana being played. I think that Ana is just a little too risky, and Moira is a very safe pick. The whole thing about Moira is that, though, you need to make these fights last as short as possible, because the longer that they go on, the more ineffective that Moira is going to be. She runs out of her yellow goo.
Oh yeah, balancing the use of that orb for healing is majorly important. However, the Daddy Dylan jumping onto the Pharah. Now, in this particular map, again, I think that's going to be a pretty big deciding factor for this one. As, again, like the dominance on Busan especially, we saw earlier, just incredible.
Yeah. Potato, disconnected, so we are under a pause right now. Kind of sucks to see their star DPS being lost. And we'll reconnect, but bit of a disadvantage for them because both teams already near the point.
Yeah, and being a man down, taking the initial point, that's not going to be good for Aptyx Esports, of course it wouldn't be. So there we have it, unless we see some incredible popping-offing going on from Daddy Dylan. I have a feeling this might be a bit of a reset for Aptyx.
Yeah, they're going to want to get out as soon as possible. Teams that initially cap the point have a 63% chance of winning the point. Just a heads up.
Fascinating.
So, Piñata Nation have a very good chance of actually winning this point and thusly the map, because this is map 3.
Yep. And there it is, Potato having departed. Maybe we'll see. Maybe they can overcome that disadvantage.
I hate Widow. Is one of the phrases that is allowed.
Given the, given now the proficiency of both players' Widowmakers, everyone's pretty much entitled to say that. The people whose heads Potato was doing some clicking on must have, been feeling pretty salty. And Cardi, though, Cardi really came through there in the end. I like seeing that, a little bit of the clapback. They did get kind of crushed on a bit in Busan from Potato, who was just pulling off some ridiculous shots. And then Cardi being able to actually force Potato off the Widowmaker there for a bit clearly worked the ruins to their advantage.
Yeah, no, Cardi was doing a lot of work. Definitely proficient both on the Zarya and on the skin. However, let's take it back while we have a short bit of a break here. Threep The 8th generation Pokemon was just released, and the 3 starters just came out. What's your favorite? I'm judging you hardcore on this.
Yeah, I know. I haven't honestly touched Pokemon in a long time. But having seen the starters that came out, I know Sobble's been getting a lot of attention. But I tend to always go fire, and I'm also a bit of a sucker for bunnies.
Okay, so it's going to be Score Bunny?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I'm definitely going to go Sobble, because I love the whole, that whole anxious look, and the whole, capital D colon face, you know what I'm talking about?
Sobble's seen some stuff, all right? Like, he is no amateur at life. He has gone through a lot in his days. Yeah. It's just the eye. That's just the eyes that I get from him.
The capital D colon face, that's going to be what I'm really all about here. I get to use a Pokemon with that face. I want all of his, I want all of his forms to be at that capital D colon face.
Yeah, that's what I really want to see. I really want to see coming out. I want to see the evolution. In fact, I kind of need to see the evolutions, because everyone looked at the initial evolutions right from day one, and you see them, it's like, all right, cool. But we're only going to be seeing these for a little bit. What's our end game? What's going to be the majority of our experience?
Yeah. Interesting to see that, someone pointed out in chat, Potato with the potato internet.
Yeah, this could be a super huge problem. It looks like their entire computer had to take a nosedive. So I think he may have just polished off another potato, slotted that in there, and hopefully they'll be getting back online anytime now.
Oh my god, that's funny. Coach Akko going for some spam in the the chat. Guys, make sure to vote for your MVP below. Twitch panel on your left as you scroll down a little bit. Vote for your most valuable or most or your favorite player.
Spam this tomato to help this potato, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. I've never been
a tomato emoji.
There's got to be a rule of the internet for that, right? Like, if you think of it, it's a Twitch emoji, right?
There's a regular emoji for it, so.
There it is. So, here we go. Potato looks like they're jumping back into the Overwatch. And so here we have it. Hopefully they'll be jumping back into the game anytime soon. Bam, wham bam, thank you ma'am. Let's get back into this. Hella Ilios, which, again, I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a bit of a reset.
Yeah. We'll be seeing Potato on the McCree, though, or the Zarya, I guess. We'll see.
Yeah, it could go either way. Given how Daddy Dylan has been jumping onto that Pharah, I'm assuming we might be seeing some hit scan from them. They have been so prevalent. Honestly, don't remember. Yep, going on to a bat. Yeah, there it is, Hanjo.
Yeah, they're going to take this first point, though. Piñata Nation looking very good as they try and defend themselves from inside. They need to just be aware of Daddy Dylan's rockets, though, as he is getting pretty much a firing range, already 80% to that barrage.
Yeah, they know they weren't going to be getting the point back, but he just wanted to generate some barrage.
Watch the barrage. He's up in the top of the point, trying to go for something. Mr. Salty was trying to counter him.
There it is! He picks up the Moira immediately! The Diva couldn't stop it. She was already low to begin with, but now it's up to the rest of the team to follow up, and I'm not seeing it happen. Actually, I'm seeing the opposite, as Piñata gets a little bit of that clapback going on.
Yeah, the Goats is just so much better, even as 5 without the Moira. One Trick trying to do his best to get back his team. They are able to regroup, and good for them. Mr. Salty's going to remech from that. 90% on his self-destruct here. A lot of ults coming up from either team, though.
Ah, yeah, the sustain of
drops.
The sustain of that 3-3 is just so freaking strong, even with the Moira being taken out. So now, however, it is going to be a Dragon's getting thrown in as Aptyx switches up to a very punchy combo. Barrier's going to counter that pretty solidly, though, as then they also have to take almost all of their ults, rather, into this fight.
Yeah, Mr. Salty with the not ideal ult is going to pop that. Beat coming from Osiris is going to be used. The Valkyrie from Carfix is going to try to keep his team alive. Daddy Dylan with another barrage here on the back side of the point, though.
Boom! Boom! The Diva goes down first, but again, they get focused out immediately inside that room. There's just no way for them to operate. Osiris switches on to a Soldier 76. This map not really looking good for Aptyx as they get pushed off again.
Yeah, this has been solid play coming out from Piñata Nation, as I was expecting them to be the weaker team that wasn't playing GOATs, and Aptyx trying to go for something crazy, very similar to what we see from Piñata Nation, as their name implies. They go for something fun. They're ruling with this GOATs composition here. Here's the grab. Oh, it's going to take everyone from the other side. Are they going to be able to touch? No, they're not even going to be able to touch.
Not even a chance. The map goes to Piñata Nation. The reversal could possibly have begun.
Yeah, they're going to take Ilios, and this series is going to start over again. Daddy Dylan with the Rocket Barrage play of the game here, I think.
Right, from the first map when it actually did, honestly, a pretty solid job of point, doing some real solid work. This was a really good, excellent map. Oh, this is going to be yep, there it is. Direct rocket kill. Enemy Farah dogfighting.
Nice job from Dylan, but yeah, Piñata Nation able to take that with that GOATs composition. I'm so surprised that Aptyx Esports didn't swap to the GOATs as response.
It is interesting.
I actually think they have the better GOATs. We'll see what the next series can do for the next map.
It is going to be in Aptyx Esports' court, who is, for the first time in this particular series of matches, going to be the one banning a hero and grabbing the map.
Yep. Interesting to see. We'll be seeing two maps either way. If Piñata Nation takes this next map, we go to Ilios. If Aptyx takes this next map, then we go to whatever the Piñata Nation want in that third map.
Oof, so they're gonna save Lucio, which again, for the compositions that they've been running, 100% agree with that particular pick. I mean, let's face it, as far as what they've been running, that's gonna be the linchpin for everything.
Yeah, awesome to see both these teams really scrapping it up on this finals match here. I'm loving this so far. Just a reminder for everyone, make sure you go into the Twitch panel on the left and vote for your most valuable player or your favorite player in the series. Can be either or. Give out brownie points to the winner.
So I totally see what Aptyx was going for there. They wanted to ban Ryan and go straight to King's Row. Unfortunately, King's Row is not in the map pool for this instance. If they want a hybrid, it's going to be either Eichenwald or Hollywood. That being said, Horizon Lunar Colony is banned. Ilios has just been played. So we are going to be looking at potentially an interesting situation. Now, King's Row, if they wanted to ban Reinhardt, honestly, Eichenwald, Hollywood, Reinhardt not really needed.
Yeah. Gotta love Aptyx's enthusiasm. Go Kings Row!
It's a shame.
We're banning Ryan, we're going Kings Row!
They clearly had that set and ready to go. They were hungry. They knew exactly what they wanted to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's a smart idea, but Kings Row not going to be in this map pool, sadly.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, that hybrid mode. We will be seeing either Eichenwald or Hollywood for the hybrid modes. So
they've chosen map 66, Route 66.
Map 66. There are 66 maps, and we're going on the last one.
Woof. 66 maps? Now that sounds kind of fun. In any event, though, we are going to be going to, let's see, Route 66, but Reinhardt's still banned. Very interesting situation.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what Route 66 can do for Aptyx Esports. Piñata Nation not going to be able to play with a Rhine. Could be interesting. We might be seeing maybe a bunker comp on attack from Piñata Nation. Maybe something unexpected. Piñata Nation are going to pick whether they defend or attack first. To be honest, from Piñata Nation, I'd rather see them attack first. And Alfie will agree. He'll want to go for that attack. I want to see something cheesy coming out from Piñata Nation. You know, spice things up, tie this series out with the win, make this go to Oasis where they can take this in a very aggressive manner.
Love it.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm thinking like hardcore bunker comp on attack. Like, let's go full Bastion, full Clamshell. We'll go Reinhardt, Orisa, get an Ana in there, get a Mercy.
And you
So
said,
like
you know,
all in on the Bastion.
and you know what you've seen before on Route 66, especially from some of the sneaky teams that pull it off. They get that Mei going in, that little tiny tunnel off to the left there. You just post up, you have your Mei, you have your shields. It's super difficult to bust through, and it keeps the payload from moving, and you can stall there for ages.
Yeah. Oh my god. There's this copy pasta that there's this copy pasta from the stream. Broadcasters around the world die of DPS Moira. DPS Moira sweeping the nation. A plague. But with your help and your Twitch Prime subs, you can save broadcasters from no heals. All you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. It's free because you already have it. And you can sub once every 30 days and save broadcasters everywhere from no heals. It's the right thing to do.
I'm not gonna lie. If I could just get that in my games, that would be great.
I hope that someone subscribes with Twitch Prime because of that copy pasta, or it was a huge waste.
Oh yeah, could you imagine? Like, that being said, so now for 40 seconds we get to contemplate on just what exactly we are going to get debated with. As a reminder, Aptyx Esports has flipped over to the blue. You see that up there on the nice little handy-dandy overlay, and they're going to be starting off on defense on this Route 66. Again, I feel like in the banning of the Rhine, I think we're going to see a little bit something cheesy. Is it even cheese at this stage in the game? Game's been out for ages, right?
Well, I mean, cheese just refers to, like, no Rhine, no Winston being played, right? So, like, Orisa is pretty cheesy because you can do some really, like, defensive things with her. But yeah, I kind of get your sentiment. However, it's going to be really hard if, we do see a Bastion from Pug. I don't think that...
Come on, Riso. Switch to the Mei.
There's no way.
Make it so. Aw, that's the hand, Joe.
We're talking about bunker though, and Aptyx are going to decide to play the Orisa, try and go for some sniping. Riso and Potato going to be playing some key snipers in this meta. And we'll be seeing what they could do on the Big Earls here.
Yeah, both teams running a very punchy composition. Aptyx, again, defaulting to that Mercy tank with 4 massive DPS. Potato sitting comfortably on that Widowmaker. This is going to be a little bit of an interesting play for Pug to make.
Yeah, we'll be seeing what Lucid Signs can really do on this Orisa. They're really holding up really close here and trying to go for any compositions.
Yeah, one Widowmaker shot. Garen OP immediately... I think we all know who he's going to be.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to make some swap-ups, do some scouting. Piñata Nation are really good at scouting. Oh, Pug running. Oh, very low. It's almost being taken down here. Again,
Pug almost sends a Widow shot straight back into the head of Potato. Unfortunately, this isn't going to happen. And a little pick from Potato, threading the needle once again. Cardi's actually going to have to switch onto Widowmaker just to try and do some damage against it.
Yeah. And Potato with a really, like, aggressive positioning here. If you could take it down, I don't even think they can res that. Yeah, Potato doing a lot of work. Already has lost. Wow.
And Orisa, the pulls, bringing that Garen OP right into the line of sight. That's going to be... Whoa, death and spawn!
Wow.
Pug, no!
Oh, Risa's going to take out one trick, too. This is a shooting gallery for Aptyx Esports, and we'll see what they can really do about this.
This is that classic situation of they clearly picked this map knowing exactly how they were going to run it. They banned the Reinhardt. They can't exit spawn with that big 2000 HP rectangle, so making a play out is going to be trickier than usual.
Yeah, they really need to use the D-Matrix to try and negate as much as they can. However, Mr. Salty gets hacked, and that's going to be taken out of mech right then and there.
Yeah, there's still a lot of play left for them to do, but Mr. Salty, again, going to get picked down. They're going to be sent back to spawn, and Potato starts crazy. Getting a 3K, grabbing just too many, and they're going to just let that Ana get away. But now with 2 minutes left, it's a bad... Never mind, Ana doesn't make it.
Yeah, put an F in the chat for One Trick as he gets taken down from Daddy Dylan. Their positioning here is just so aggressive. Lucid Science is right up on the payload with that shield there, just taking out people left and right. Lucid Science with the supercharge are going to try and go for some aggressive positioning. Here's the barrage. It takes down 2.
Yeah, at this point, they're just doing such a great job of coordinating their ultimates. I think Osiris has been sitting on he now for ages. Carfixer has that Valkyrie to provide some more damage. And now Riso also going to be coming up on a Dragon's Enough. Minute and a half. Woo! Genji almost sends that bullet right back into Widowmaker's forehead. But right now, it's not looking good for Piñata.
Yeah, they're really doing a very good job with this this Reinhardt ban here.
Ugh. So the strategy that they have going here is fantastic. When Orisa grabs that pull and D.Va's not able to get her defense matrix to bear, both snipers just rip into it and it's just all over again. Here comes now the EMP and the kill's just going to be coming in super nasty as Aptyx, again, shuts the fight down, but now the ults are kind of lacking for him.
Yeah, going to try and keep Daddy Dylan. Daddy Dylan's going to try and keep Mr. Salty on the edge here, but he's going to take his own life, sadly. Don't do drugs, kids.
Stay in milk, don't do school, and get 8 hours of drugs a day? I don't remember.
8 hours of drugs.
This is gonna be Piñata's big shot at breaking through here. They've got a lot of solid ults to go. They're already putting them to good use. Is just really solid play coming out now. Pug and Cardi gonna pop off. Riso is gonna get a bit of a clapback onto the... Res coming in now, and the fight once again starting to turn.
Yeah, Lucid Science tried to keep himself on point. Nobody's really focusing him, though. But Osiris going to go down.
Ooh, and a D-Mech too onto Mr. Salty. No, yes, there it is. They end up having to throw the D.Va Bomb out to get their mech back. But Lucid Science goes down again. Huge, and Cardi gets popped immediately the minute they enter Potato Sites. It's not going to be enough, though. Piñata Nation doing a fantastic job of breaking through.
Blade from Pug. Oh, gets 2.
Fantastic blade, grabs the 3. Daddy Dylan goes down.
This is a good overtime push coming out from Piñata Nation. They're finally winning a couple of fights. Osiris trying to go for some key stall. Does have the EMP now. He farmed up for it. So I think they might be ready for a last second stall here. Yeah, Potato's getting into position. Looks like Lucid Science is ready to go for the stall. They're waiting for the last possible second. And the EMP comes out.
There it is, Cardi and Potato setting up at the window duel on the side. Potato wins and the kill started coming in. Who despite their incredible disadvantage in the last fight are now themselves perfectly ready to make this an almost full hold on. There it is. Route 66 stopped before they even get to point A.
Yeah. Great plays coming out from Aptyx Esports. That hit scan and Farah combo with the Sorrow was terrifying. Oh my god, if I ever see you guys in my ranked games, I am so done with this Overwatch game. That was that was suffocating how effective that DPS comp was.
Fan-diddly-tastic. Speaking of the diddly on the Daddy Dylan, what an incredible play. I can't even decide who was my favorite. You have Lucid Science going all over the place. Carfixer keeping everyone up. Potato going crazy on the Widowmaker. Osiris just... brr. And again, not to say that Piñata Nation didn't have a fantastic push through there. Pug leading the way, but sheesh. Just the EMP coming in at that minute there with the barrage. You know that the win condition was identified.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like whenever Potato, he doesn't have his Potato internet, he's popping off. He's going crazy with this Widowmaker here, and he's going to be hopefully playing the Widowmaker on attack. We're going to be seeing a bit of what a lot of people call floats composition coming out from Piñata Nation here with the Winston 3-3.
Woats? Nah. In any event, though, they didn't have the Reinhardt to bring the bear. They're not going to have it now. It's probably still going to be weighing heavily on their minds. Meanwhile, very fascinating composition coming out from Aptyx. Not sure what they have in mind. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, Lucid Science going to be picking up the Reinhardt. It looks like they're going to be going for 3-3. Oh,
almost
Riso?
debated. We are going to see a Hammond. Wait, no. They're baiting real hard.
Yeah. Ooh, Garen OP getting discorded. Has to bubble very quickly, too.
No bubble means no good times. And wow, Mr. Salty gets debacked and destroyed immediately. Huge resource loss for this fight as the card begins to move.
Push this point. Daddy Dylan's gonna stay on it, and looking like one of the last points. Garen OP. Wow, Osiris!
Thanks to a hack, they're able to push that down with the help of also a Discord. Massive Call of Duty style nade goes into the front line, grabs Potato. It's hilarious.
Yeah. And this is coming down to the last fight. I don't even know if they are able to regroup with Garen OP on this Wrecking Ball here. He's taking a lot of poke already, though.
As far as ultimates go, Potato's going to be the closest, and that EMP is going to go a huge way, putting this fight down before it even starts. Potato looking at it, but it's going to be now activating shields for him, and huge cooldown. Daddy Dylan goes down in the fight very early. Mr. Salty with the Discord. Are they going to be able to get out of there alive? Yes, and Osiris is actually going to force the trans as the EMP goes in and grabs 5. With Overruncher just about to get the nano, they're not going to be able to use it for the remainder of the fight. They're going to have to put it on someone if they're going to have a chance to live, and they do.
And Lucid Science trying to go for that Earth Shatter and not doing too much. Garen OP doing a good job, though.
Oof, Mr. Salty's gonna get DMX'd. Hammond, Garen OP not gonna be able to live too much longer. Point's gonna get pushed through. Pug has arrived on the scene for some stuff, but it is time to face the music as the cart pushes through, and Route 66 goes very definitively to Aptyx.
Yeah, so Aptyx are going to take it 1-1. Last map for Aptyx if they're able to win. If Aptyx lose, it's like they have a game up. The game goes to Oasis, so we'll be seeing more hero bans here, but it'll be hero bans off the side of Aptyx.
Yep.
Raid plays coming out from Aptyx in that DPS composition. That was scary. That was the thing of nightmares.
Yeah,
that Widow Pharaoh composition.
Oh yeah, and then seeing Lucid Science, you have those pulls going in, the snipers focusing down. Garen OP got caught out on the Winston a lot, and it sometimes looked that D.Va was going to be there to save them, but I guess maybe just the cooldowns, maybe even that defense matrix nerf, just caught them with their pants down way too many times. Oh, there it is. They're going to ban Hanamura and save. So finally, they go in with a big, solid save on a hero that is absolutely crucial to playing that 3-3 composition.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what Piñata Nation can really do with that. They might be able to ban maybe Reinhardt, maybe D.Va, or Zarya out. Maybe Zarya's a big one. Have to run something kind of silly for Zarya not to be played.
Yeah. That being said, though, after the Reinhardt ban came in on Piñata, they banned Mei. They're playing the same strat.
They ended up winning because of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ended up winning because of the Mei ban on Li Zhang. This is how. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Piñata Nation ended up losing that map because of that.
Now that being said,
Piñata Nation won Oasis.
yes. Now that being said, I think it's going to be pretty big, though. Banning the Mei, that's still such a huge thing. And we saw the dueling Mei walls going on Boston. I think if they're going to be playing that particular game against Aptyx, they just want to win outright by removing it from the field.
Yeah. And I like the composition coming out from Piñata Nation. We're definitely going to see some Mei. It's been really good to see Piñata Nation go for these like cheesy, aggressive, really aggressive compositions. Lijiang could be the last map of this series if Aptyx take it, though.
That being said, it's impossible for this map to be tied. So yeah, we're gonna see a team take. And if it's Aptyx, that's it, folks. If it's Piñata, boy, do we have some tensions.
Yeah, we have some Oasis for you. See what we can do about that. I'm hoping for the full series, so I'm hoping that Piñata Nation takes this to go to the final map, but we'll see. It's anyone's game.
And as a reminder, speaking of anyone's game, everyone's been doing a fantastic job in this particular matchups, so don't forget to vote for your MVP of the match. We're looking forward to seeing who you think did the most fantastic job. And again, though, speaking of that Mei ban, of all the maps for it to come out on first.
Yeah, this is probably the least Mei-centered point of them all. Kind of unlucky, to be honest, from Piñata Nation, so we'll see what they could do. Either way, it's going to be basically like there are no bans. Wrecking Ball looks like a fairly good pick for either team. I'm sure that Potato's going to be running this Widow. I don't think that's a mix-up. Termac on this Farah, though, could be a lot of good stuff coming out from him. It just needs to be able to avoid those Widow headshots. I'm hoping this goes all the way.
Oh yeah, I'm even believing the Symmetra, but who knows? Maybe we. Then there it is. There's the switchback. There's the big.
There's a 0% chance that Symmetra is played on a control map.
No, say it ain't so. But it's true, and we have the Fars in the sky. But there's gonna be a Widowmaker going head on and take it out immediately.
Wow, Termac, first seconds of being played, and he's already doing really well.
Yeah, now there's almost going to be no way for Mercy to res that because the fight is way too hectic in that particular quadrant. And yeah, Piñata Nation, despite the picks coming in, they're the ones set up on the point for maximum percentage. So unfortunately, though, Aptyx is probably going to be pushing them off here. There it is! Darren OP takes it away, but both Hammonds down now. I think Aptyx is going to be the ones who ultimately grab this.
Yeah, wow, that kill from Daddy Dillon onto Termac just crazy. The direct rocket kill to Termac really changed the tide of that fight. One Trick wasn't able to res, got killed almost immediately as well, and both teams pretty even with their ults. Not a ton of difference either way. Alfie is going to be swapping to the Lucia, though, to try and help out with some boops and environmental kills as Piñata Nation try and take their position onto point.
Yep, and despite the almost headshot going on to Mr. Salty with some 6 strafing, they are going to be able to wipe out Potato. Speaking of which, running a Tracer into a make right click in this day and age is a very ballsy maneuver, but Cardi is absolutely acquitting themselves well. That is to say, right before Lucid Science.
They get him with the scouting arrow, and Lucid Science knows exactly where Cardi is. And Cardi's just waiting off on the side like, yeah, you know, I'm just waiting for my team to reset. And Lucid Science just takes his head off.
Yeah, hashtag feels bad, man, but we're also going to be looking at a massive ult apocalypse coming out for Aptyx.
Oh yeah, 6 ults and 50% ult, 50% on that control to boot too.
Yeah.
Lucid trying to round them up in this gateway here. One Trick, has to Valk.
Oh, and Mr. Salty, though, is going to be found by Osiris. Deadeye going in. I almost could see Daddy Dylan Sky. Flex of Twitch. I know that's my Deadeye. Still kind of feels bad. And despite, however, the ult coming out, it's going to be Aptyx in the red, just ripping apart everyone. The res comes in, but a sick little nice Deadeye deflect. Love seeing that.
Osiris is doing work with this Hanzo. As crazy couple of headshots and then gets the Dragon Strike kill with that last one. Garen OP is going to swap. They're going to go sort of like a Goats. They need to utilize Mr. Salty's EMP, but Cardi were taken very low because of the Widow from Potato.
Yeah, Potato Widow just doing some incredible work. And yeah, talk about Osiris being the unsung hero. Their Dragons haven't been doing like the MVP winning plays kind of thing, speaking of which, but there's just solid performance all around with their sonic arrows showing off and then the constant damage coming in. Oof, massive barrage going in, and despite the there it is, it's gonna grab it all.
As Lucid Science feeds, he spams some nonsensical language into the chat. Just amazing plays from Aptyx. They're able to take out the entirety of Piñata Nation from either side. Deadeye coming out, the right clicks from McCree, and then finally the barrage to take everyone down. Daddy Dylan with the cleanup.
The ult timing and the percentage was perfect. Unfortunately, again, for Piñata Nation, Mei can be very useful on this map. Obviously, her dominance on Control Center is undisputed, so if they can pull this off, they have a massively improved chance at taking this even further.
Yeah, and this is match point for Piñata Nation. They must win this map and the next one in order to still be in this series. Great plays coming out from Aptyx and trying to just stay on the point. Daddy Dylan rocking those rockets from above already. Not able to get too much.
It's that same deal with Goats. When you run that 3-3, your long range is non-existent, except for a Devo who could possibly do anything, but she's not even on the map. So this Pharah just gets to run around hog wild. No pun intended, I guess, but I guess without the Pharah actually doing anything, though, it's going to be a little bit of a point take for Piñata.
Yeah, we'll see. The thing about Garrett OP and the 3-3 composition as Daddy Dylan is going to kill himself and go for a swap, I believe, is that they got to the point super quick. And, we won't be seeing a swap. It was just a simple reset from Daddy Dylan. Smart of him, though. Garrett OP just needs to keep the shield up, and I think they'll be okay.
Now, Potato taking some very interesting angles here. Now we're going to see them on the straight through sightline, waiting for that thing to go down, and they're going to start laying in. Bam! They get the pick onto Alfie almost immediately. No mercy to res that one. Cardi almost goes down, but Osiris is going to pick up the rest of the kills. It's not looking good for the remainder of Piñata Nation. We're just getting focused down left and right.
Yeah, Osiris on the side, Daddy Dylan from behind. Of course, the daddy's always from behind. And
No!
and the Widow, just Potato from the front, is just going all over the place. They are able to take this point and reclaim it right after Chermak dies real quick.
Yep, they're going to be coming from behind a little, especially in point percentage, and Piñata held out really long. Also, they're even going to have, a respectable quantity of ults coming in. Shatter's going to be online before you can say it. Mr. Salty needs to... Oh no, he switched! He almost had the Blizzard, but he switched!
Oh no, this could be a disaster. But the whole thing about like Gravitons or Blizzard is the whole of Aptyx are so spread apart. Look at their positioning. They're so far away from each other, and that if one of them gets picked off, they still might be able to win a fight if they get the right snipes. Dragon Strike coming out.
Oh jeez, and yeah, there it is. Shatter's going to go and not really going to have anyone onto the Reinhardt. Aptyx is gonna lose the point there. Piñata, again, with their positioning top-notch throughout the entire time. They're gonna take it and get a little bit more percentage.
Yeah, to be honest, I'd take those. Sucks that One Trick lost the Coalescence, but Moira's gonna be just okay without it. Gonna be not as effective against Daddy Dylan on that Pharah, but it's alright. We take those. Ooh, Potato gonna ult, get some vision there. Seeing the slam from Lucid Science coming out, and the mines, as well as the barrage.
Wow, massive play going in. Lucid Science even going to get the kill onto Alfie. Boop away the Garen OP. This fight is just completely over with so many ults spent by both sides.
To be honest, I would have waited if I was Piñata Nation and taking that fight completely. Save all those ults, just let everything happen to you. Aptyx wasted so many of those ults in that engagement. Potato running really aggressive. Jeez, could have sped onto him and just killed him right then and there.
Yeah, it's an interesting
Dragon's going to come out. They need to move.
Yeah, given the quantity of damage that Potato's been doing, it's not a good idea to let any mistake by them go untaken advantage of. And now Bob on the point, he's a contester, he's also a huge damage dealer. The big boop goes in and now the mines are back on the field. It's a huge day at the range for Potato, who's just going crazy. Now Coalescence coming out is going to be a big bit of a clapback, and this actually might be Piñata's chance to come in.
Yeah, it looks like it is. Piñata are going to cap. Cardi's going to be taken down, though. Oh.
Potato's just absolutely insane. I know he had sights. I get it, but just the absolute mad shots that he's been able to hit are incredible. And with the barrage coming in by Daddy Dylan, the point has flipped, and this is Piñata Nation's last chance to get in there.
Cardi gets taken out. Is this the end? 99? 100!
It ends not with a bang, not with an explosion, but with a hamster.
But with a whimper, too. And Aptyx are going to take this series. They're going to take the Watchers Brawl 2.
And yeah, here it is, Lucid Science. Again, you probably don't get to see this action that we're going to get to see. They've been dropping mines, popping bombs all over the place. Really fantastic work from Aptyx Esports coming in here. Piñata Nation did a fantastic job of putting up their best fight. They took it as far as they absolutely could, and just Aptyx really managed to push it in there at the end. Props to both teams, and congratulations to Aptyx.
Wow, yeah. Watcher going to be able to get that legendary status with that Moira endorsement.
Screenshot.
We're going to have a full interview with Aptyx Esports in just a moment. Just waiting on everyone to mute their mics in, and we'll see the MVP of this series as well. But very well played to Piñata Nation. They took it, like you said, to the very brink of this series, but Aptyx overall just going to be able to take it. With me, I have everyone from Aptyx Esports. You guys can unmute yourselves. How we doing, guys? How we feeling? That was a great match.
What's up? All right. Feeling good.
Congrats for winning the Watchers Brawl 2. How are you guys feeling after this, and how do you guys think that series went? Because that was some incredible Overwatch.
I feel like it went pretty good. I'm proud of all my team.
A lot of mind games with the bends and
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely throws a spin on things. I do enjoy that, though.
Yeah, we can tell the mind games definitely work when they banned Bastion and HLC. So that was I think they did some scouting. They banned Hanamura and banned Bastion, or went Hanamura and banned Bastion, because I don't know if you guys remember, but that's what the first time we ever ran that was on.
I remember that.
The
So I feel like they may have done a little bit of scouting there.
A little bit.
It was just really good to see some like crazy comps come out. You guys had a suffocating defense on Route 66 there. Potato was fragging the hell out, as well as Daddy Dylan. You guys were going crazy. Just a great series all around. There's not a lot to say. I'm just kind of speechless, to be honest. What do you guys have after this?
Right now we were doing a little bit of the AG Weekly, as you probably saw from us picking King's Row, which is not in this map pool. So, but we did that.
Yeah, we continue to do tournaments on the side, kind of just practicing, working up to next open division.
Yeah, we placed about, I think, 50 last open. We went about 8-3, I believe. So
Not
looking
bad.
to, I mean, and that was with halfway through the open, we actually lost 2 of our main, and that's where Dylan and Osiris, or Skirt.
Couldn't
They
be
were
happier.
actually, they were added, and I think it was actually a good swap. It was a little hard, but I think like we can go into opens and maybe hit top 32, or even go to trials next.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you guys. You guys are super dominant in this tournament. You guys, up until the finals, you guys had only lost a single map to Luminescent Gaming. Just unbelievable that you guys were so dominant. A lot of high hopes coming into Open Division and hopefully trials. As I am one of the coordinators for Contenders Trials, we'll see how that goes next season.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Hope to see you there, man.
Hope to be in contact.
Yeah.
I had one question. For any of you guys who had seen the newest generation of Pokemon, who was your favorite starter? Did you guys see them? Because there was a trailer that came out this morning, right? It's all over the internet.
Wait,
I
is it
had
like a
not
whole new
seen it.
generation?
Yeah, it's a new.
Oh,
Sword
shit.
And Shield? Is it Sword and Shield? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sword and
I
Shield.
saw
I have
that.
not seen them.
Yeah.
I
So,
don't know.
what are you guys' favorite starter coming out that were just announced? Check them
No
out
idea,
if
I
you
haven't
haven't
even
already.
seen it.
You said Sword and Shield starters?
Yep. So there's Grookey, there's this Grass Monkey, there's Score Bunny, which is this fire bunny with this little piece of like a band-aid on his nose, and there's Sobble, which is this hysterical looking like salmon in the water one.
I'm gonna have to go with Score Bunny.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
Yes!
Score Bunny too.
Yes!
I think that's
Yeah.
probably my favorite.
I can see it.
I gotta go with Sobble. Just looks hysterical. He just looks like that D colon face, you know? It's like I can't not go with the meme.
What was the
Meme or
I cannot
bust,
rem-
honestly.
I cannot remember it. That's what that fire starter reminds me. There's another fire starter that kind of looks like a ferret. I cannot remember the name of it.
Oh,
Cyndaquil?
Fennekin?
Cynical. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
probably one of my favorite, and it reminds me of Quill. So I gotta go for Bunny.
Alright, well, I'm good to get off the topic of Pokemon, as I thought that was a really funny meme question. Threep, do you have a question for him? Hate to put you on the spot.
Oh no, absolutely. Honestly, I think you covered just everything. No, wanted to say congratulations to you guys. Watching you guys.
Could out a little bit, Threep.
I mean, look, it's not 3-3, so when I see not 3-3, I get a little happy.
Hey, I can tell you now, my teammates agree. I'm the comp and strat caller for our team, and as much as our goats is very good, we also like to pull out the other stuff. Not only is it fun, not only are we good at it, but it's a good break.
Yeah, we've come a long ways with our quad DPS, I'll tell you that much. I remember when we first started trying, play testing it was pretty rough. Now it's starting to shape up, so you love to see that.
Hey, fun stuff.
Wow. Looks like the MVP goes to the entirety of Piñata Nation, taking all of the points with 15 points apiece. I'm sorry, Aptyx, but
Hey, that's good.
I
Good
know
on
you guys
them.
won the
They put up a good show. They put up a good.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
Definitely smart of them. They definitely did their research with that Elios pick. Sadly,
Yeah, that was. We don't talk about that one.
I think they might have noticed that every single match we've ever done with banned Elios, just not because we're bad at it or we've had a bad history of it. We just never played it. It's never been in a map pool for us, so we've never practiced. So we're just like, I don't know how to play on this map.
yeah, to be honest, Ilios is one of the niche maps that requires like the most heroes to learn off of a set pool, and the whole thing is that you don't scout on Ilios because you want to maintain the positioning that you have if you're going any kind of composition. But the whole thing is, if they have a pick like Widow that you haven't answered, you absolutely need to answer it, and it's so hectic because there's these mind games where a Widow can show herself and then immediately grapple to spawn. There's these then they go back to spawn and they swap, and it's just like this whole mind game thing. And then even on you get these you get the pull port combo, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, congrats to you guys. Glad that I was able to cast the finals here with Threep. Threep, do you want to take it away?
Certainly. Aptyx Esports, thanks for joining us tonight. Pleasure to have you, and hope we get to see you again. This has been the second Overwatch Watch. This will be the last time we sign off for this tournament ever. Until the next tournament. See you all around for in March. We look forward to having you all back. This has been Threepwood007. Grab me Twitch on Twitter at Threepwood007.
Yeah, Aptyx, you guys have a Twitter tag to plug?
Yeah.
Yep, we do. It is Aptyx Esports on Twitter.
Check 'em out.
Well,
Like, comment, subscribe, Venmo. Take it all.
yeah, we are very just kind of homebrew team. This team was made actually from. I got to give a lot of props to my friend Humanoid, who is our manager. He's done a lot of work to build this team up from the ground in December. The name Aptyx did not exist before December, so
Wow.
we've come a long way.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. Just a couple of months, you guys managed to get this awesome roster together. I had a final question. What is up with that emote, Lucid, that keeps being spammed in your channel? It is so bad.
Man. Oh, I love it. You gotta love it. What else are you gonna do? But long story short, it's pretty much spammed when someone makes a big play, right? So,
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of weird to kind of pair big with huge, but it's my thing, so you gotta roll with it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Hey
Fair
man,
enough.
when someone lays down a big barrage, someone gets a big beat to save the team, you gotta throw the big huges in the chat, man. You really do. So you got
Big slam!
big slam, big shatters. You already know.
Yeah, I have the big slam emote from Fusion's stream, but this is like on another level.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for having us. Threep, I'll have you take us out again. Sorry.
For real this time. Thanks for joining us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is Typhit. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
Good night, guys. Thanks for watching.